I have been a mother for almost 4 years. My beliefs and knowledge and concerns regarding parenting have gone through different phases, but I feel as if they've been spiraling back, encircling this one main desire. I don't want to say that I've arrived in any way. A spiral is infinite. So maybe at times you feel tighter, closer in on your pursuit or awareness, but I'm not sure if there's any official point of arrival. What I have come to realize gives me the strongest foundation, the most rooted outlook on parenting is reaching towards realness and authenticity. Let me try to explain what I mean by that. I'm a former history teacher. I taught world history for quite a long time. And if I could have, I would have taught pre and early civilization for a whole school year. I don't mean to romanticize hunter-gatherer society, but I am going to use those ancient cultures for reference here. Humans existed in hunter-gatherer societies for about 200,000 years, you could say, before the development of agriculture. Many human societies have operated in sedentary agricultural societies for only the last 10,000 years. Some human societies still live in foraging, hunter-gatherer cultures. These numbers change as time goes on and new discoveries or artifacts are made. What is significant to me is that for 200,000 years, minimal evolution, minimal progress took place. But if these societies were in operation for 200,000 years, why would evolution and progress need to take place? It's unrealistic at this moment in time for all of civilization to return to a prehistorical lifestyle. I don't even know if given the opportunity, if I would choose myself to be dropped into the middle of a hunter-gatherer society per se. But how could I not study and maybe adopt some aspect of these cultures on the assumption that they had something figured out to remain steady for 200,000 years? One thing I'm so curious and intrigued by is family structure. Hunter-gatherer family structure looked wildly different than today's American family structure. In today's America, we exist in single-family homes, mostly many of us only spending just a handful of hours with each other, if that, every day. It also seems as if we have a lot of darkness surrounding family in our American culture, ranging from some harmless commiseration during the holiday season about how many stops you had to make or how much time you had to spend with your family, to something a little more sinister. We've reached a point in time where the word trauma is being mocked for overuse. But is it the overuse that we should be scrutinizing? Even if everyone's trauma does not fall under the definitive diagnosis of trauma, maybe we should take into deeper consideration the number of people who will identify with experiencing trauma, especially family or generational trauma. I imagine that one would be hard-pressed to find consistent, rampant generational trauma in a hunter-gatherer society. And I guess I'd like to speculate on that assumption. If we as humans were able to live with only our God-given needs to maintain food, shelter, clothing, would there be any opportunity for shadows to form? And by shadows, I'm referencing the Jungian unconscious beliefs and characteristics. Actually, maybe that's exactly where our shadows grow from, where our darkness grows from. In our culture, we're hyper-focused on food, shelter, clothing, because that's all we're able to afford to focus on. And we have to spend 50 hours a week apart from our families doing it. But the thing is, we are so much more than that. We are so much more than those very low-level basic needs. There's evidence to believe that hunter-gatherer people spent and continue to spend about 2 to 3 hours on work every day, providing these basic needs. The rest of their days are filled with communion, rest, dancing, storytelling, being. I'm not trying to give some enlightened, savage rhetoric here, but I guess what I'm trying to get at is that it feels as if in our culture we have an abundance of opportunity to act behind a mask, to act behind a veil, because we aren't accessing our full humanness, our full realness. We're missing out on the human connection and integration that was so vital to our ancestors. Maybe you are surrounded by people at work, or you run errands in public all day, but are you with people? Are you living your days in true compassion and communion with the people that know you and love you to your core? Or are you living behind your most polite mask? So bringing this back to parenting, what happens when this veil and this mask that we live behind make it into our homes? How can we truly know our children and allow them to truly know us if we don't even know ourselves, if we don't even operate in ourselves? My desire is to be so intertwined with my children and my husband and my own self that there is no room for fakeness. There's no room for anything fake, for lies, for shrugging things off, for drifting apart. What if we created more space for recognizing each other through our full depths? I want to hear my children scream at the top of their lungs with laughter, unafraid to let loose. I want to comfort and acknowledge my child when she's shy, so that she never feels like she has to start acting any different, building some mask that is different than her true self. I want to discuss my greatest desires and my husband's greatest fears openly, without shame, and in love. These are the things that feel real to me. I don't expect perfection from myself. I don't expect my children to bypass a challenging, even rebellious stage. But I do know that if I give a fake, veiled existence to my people, then that's what I'll get in return. So this is what drives my greatest desire in parenting, is to create realness, to have a real connected relationship with my children, with my family, that is more important than anything else. I hope these thoughts make some sort of sense in language form. I don't know if I can break it down into steps or anything, but next week I think I'll make a video about the concepts that I'm working through or trying to adopt, the concepts that I'm trying to embody to bring raw realness to my life and to the life of my family. Feel free to subscribe to the channel if that sounds of interest to you. Thank you so much for watching, and I would love to discuss any part of this in the comments.